Good afternoon and God bless you. Welcome to our Bible study and praying sessions. May God keep honoring you and yours in Jesus' name. Amen. We are looking at the youth, the righteousness and morality, and today we want to talk about some aspects of the marriage of the youth, even though we want to do it later. But the reason why I want to raise it up at this place is because we're talking about the morality, the righteousness, the chastity, the holiness, the virginity of the youth, those who will carry God's glory. I know sometimes some people who managed to live holy lives to wait for their marriages. I've listened to many people who say they are waiting for their marriages, and when during marriage time, their spouses are even being devoured. I remember one man of God, a great man of God, who was I listened to that message. He was the one that preached that message. So he said, he's charismatic, he moves in the mountain and this and that. So there was a place he said he went to, and they were telling him it was time to get married. He said he was looking for, I didn't see somebody wanted to marry. He said the young guys were telling him that they were available. He said no, that he has a heavy sexual load. That he knew whom he was before he got converted. And that any woman who would marry him, who should be able to contain his sexual load. I listened to that message. I was not saying, he said any woman who will marry him, that he's 3 in 1 man. And he doesn't want anybody who will marry him will not start saying that he was sinning. He wanted a woman who also has seen the world and is willing to contain his sexual load. A young man. He said if he didn't do it, he said that if he preached a good message and came back, how the wife will appreciate him was sex. If he did something that was nice, that was what it was. And so he was waiting for marriage. Do you call that holiness? So that whoever you predate on the person you wanted to get married to. I don't thank God that God has saved me from all those. Like I said in the morning, God spared me from. I know the other one that said that he was a virgin before marriage, but that his sexual capacity is designed to marry 5 women. That's what he was wired to be, and therefore he was his wife. See, sometimes he sleeps with her 4 times in a day. 4 times in a day. That's what he was. He said if you preach the message and the message is good, the wife. If you call him after service and he wasn't at home, he didn't pick your call, then he should know what he was doing. He was enjoying his wife. And he wanted to catch up with all those times he spent as a young man. Please marry correctly. And make sure that you and your husband are going to the same place when you're married, or else you'll be suffering and crying. I pray to God to give me somebody who has my wiring too. And he gave me someone who has my wiring too. Marriage there are several components of marriage. Make sure you get your own right. Two cannot work together unless they be agreed. There will be a problem. So whatever your own is, if you are among those who are waiting that during marriage is down the turn when you lose all your guards, I can also tell you that marriage does not cure immorality. If it cures, then there won't be adulterous men. It doesn't cure it. If you don't have self-control, you don't have it. And that's how, in fact, one of the men of God said that one day the wife looked at her and asked her, see what I did to somebody's own child every time. There was another one that told me something. He said that he told me this particularly. He said that in fact somebody says he sleeps with his wife 7 times in a day, 5 times in a day. I say how? He told me that I should help him in prayers. He said that because that the wife now asked him, is this your ministry? He says, this is what God called you to do. Because he was working before and God now said you should enter into full time. When I enter into full time, he had all the time. The wife now said, was this what God called you to do as a full time ministry? Full time ministry is me. I don't have space for anything except this. They are useful too. And they married for long, but since he now entered full time ministry, now he told me that that's the only thing he was thinking about that time. I want to encourage you that even in marriage, marriage is not something that the other person will be suffering to make you happy, or the marriage where the other one will be. It's two of you talk about it, but make sure that there's no idol in your marriage. There's no idol in your marriage. There was this lady that she came out from her marriage, and then she had 4 children from her marriage, because people have made this thing called sex and idol. Make sure virtue takes the middle course. She said that, but I have 2 stories to give. One of them, she had 4 children, and she said that she was tired of the marriage, and people felt that she had a good marriage. And when she was asked what happened, why was she coming out of that marriage, she said that what her husband believes in was bondage love. He ties her down. They were meeting together, and she had to be tied down like a crucifix. And she was tied down. That was what her husband wanted. That was what her husband wanted. She had stayed and given birth to 4 children, but she said she couldn't continue anymore. That she felt violated. And she at that time she wanted to come out. She was looking for who would validate her. I don't even step into such. Another lady came and said her own was that her husband, they were Christians, tongue-speaking believers, married. She said that her husband told her that, but young couple, her husband told her that this marriage is not spice. Like he wanted to spice the marriage. He said how? He said that he wanted to be videoing whatever they were doing in their bedroom. During their place of love making, he wanted to be videoing it, so that at his spare moments he could watch them. The woman said no. The man said she said no because she didn't know what the man would do tomorrow. What if they break up tomorrow and he now starts posting his picture on the internet? That's what is in vogue now. And because she refused the man videoing what they were doing, the marriage were in trouble. He said he wanted that one in his free time, that he wanted to use it to. Each time he wanted her, she was in the office or something, she would just flip through the videos and watch. The woman said anybody can have access to that video. It was a problem for 2 of them. Get it right God's own way. And then eventually, when that became an issue, continued. The other one day he got up and told the wife that he might be going for divorce. They were saying that this marriage is no longer spice, that she wants to spice the marriage, that either she allows him to video it or he brings another person that he wants threesome. That all the time he was doing threesome. And it was this marriage that is caging him, that pretended she don't cage him. I wanted threesome. That either the wife will bring the 3rd person or he will bring the 3rd person. The wife said, my third bed is good. He said, but he has to enjoy his marriage. I don't enjoy the marriage anymore. Then the person was to dissolve that marriage because he can't continue doing that. It was how do you say it? It was boring for him. Just with his wife. And it was 2 tongue-speaking believers. 2 tongue-talking believers. The one that brought her case was and she also she's a mother of many children. So she'll come to each time she goes to school, goes for school, and she'll keep the children in the school, and she will stay there. She wouldn't go home until the assemblies were over. So the head mistress now say, why will you stay with your children during assemblies? If you stay during assemblies, you're occupying space. You bring your children to school and you go home. After school, you come and bring them. She said, okay. She was still staying there. The head mistress said, why are you staying? If every parent starts staying till the assemblies are over, It means to be having assembly for parents and for children. So go home. We have already given us your child. Go home. When we finish, you come for your children. She said, okay, but she didn't go home. The headmistress now came and asked her. Well, another day, the headmistress asked her, I said, if I see you again here, I'll expel your children. She said, okay, she got up and left. Another day, the headmistress came and saw her again, said, Madam, come and collect the expression for all your children. You have 4 or 5 children in this school, but all of them are going with you. She now said, told the headmistress, look at me very well. Do I look like someone who is very happy? You see me driving jeep, everything into this compound. Everything, but I'm not happy. Then her staying during the assembly was to run away from her husband. Her husband collects sex TDS from her. As her husband is eating morning meal, then tells her to, even though she put the food on the table, on the dining, say, go and lie down on the room away from me, lie down naked. Once I finish the food, I'll come to you. In the afternoon, the husband will come to him. And the night, the same thing. So, as he's eating his food, he said, just stay there naked, waiting for me to come. Anywhere he was. He said that even when she's pregnant, even if she's in labor, the man will not allow her to go to delivery, not allow her to go to deliver the child until he feels the head of the child coming out. Because he wants to be sleeping with her until the child is coming out. And each time she goes for delivery, they first of all begin to wash off the sperm that her vagina vows in her body. That's happened. He said that, and they've gone. He said even when she received the episiotomy, the next day, that day of episiotomy is the only day she can allow her. The next day she's already demanding it again. He said that they've gone to the pastor. The pastor, brethren, sorry, what do you call it? Brethren. High tension brethren. They've gone to the pastor. They discussed with the pastor. The pastor said, the lady said that it was too much for her. The man said, Pastor, if you don't allow it, permit me to go out. So that was the only reason why I married this man. And this man stopped her from working. Pays her salary. Just say I'm doing this for me. I want each time the urge comes, I'll just run back to the house. So she felt tormented in that marriage. She told the headmistress, I have everything you think of, but I'm the most miserable woman on earth. I don't have joy. I see my husband and my heart skips. And she was married. Bro. She said they've gone to the village, and even when she reported to her father, the family, they said, does he beat you? Man said, I don't. Their beat you, doesn't beat you. This is the only thing, you have to contain it. I don't know how your own wiring is. I don't know how your own making is. But my prayer for you is that God will give somebody who has the same wiring with you. So it doesn't become a problem for you or for the other person who doesn't know you. And these are the things, because in this kind of places where you don't allow anybody, you don't talk about such things before marriage. It's only after marriage that you start seeing the other side of the spouse. Because you're not even allowed to go to the person's house. You're not allowed to. If you're going to ever go there, you go there with what do you call it? A chaperone who will go with you. And you just stay 2-3 minutes, and after that you wait so that nothing happens. And then you now open up and start seeing kind of worms you didn't know about. Marry correctly. Bring God into your marriage, because God knows your strength, knows what you can be and what you cannot be. At the same time, you that is marrying, be also reasonable. Be also reasonable. Don't be selfish in the marriage. Don't be selfish in your marriage. And so you see, it's good that you marry correctly as a youth, because you're going to live long with that woman. If you marry wrongly, then that's the day your chastisement begins. Or whether you're a woman or man, if you marry wrongly, that's the day your chastisement, because you're not going to kill the person, you're not going to poison the person, you're going to live with the person till he dies. I remember another woman that was with me. She was with me some years ago. So I was not telling her, Husband said, no, she has given the man 7 children. And the man should not disturb her again. I said, what do you mean of that? He said, no, the man is free to go anywhere he wants, but don't come near him again. Say, have I not given him 7 children? What does he want to me again? He should leave me alone. I said, don't mention it to me. I have paid my dues. 7 children. She doesn't believe in. She believes that this is for giving birth to children. And that she has given birth to 7. That she's thinking about how to train the children, not about how to. That's what she said. Another lady came to me. She has 10 children. They look like matches. 10 children within less than 10. I said, how? She said that she herself has tried all forms of family planning methods, and they never. Even she has done evaluation, and yet she took it. She used loop and she took it. She used posting and she took it. She did everything she did. She took it. Even after validation, she took it. Her husband is a poor pastor. She said if her husband ever smiles towards her, it's pregnancy. The one she delivered the last one, from there she said she has done CS 5 times. The last one she said no. And the last one was between life and death. From that delivery, she went straight to her mother's house and she told me to go to the man's house again. You see, marry correctly. Marry correctly and marry prayerfully. Marry with wisdom. Marry correctly and marry prayerfully. That was why, in Numbers 36, we're going to read that one later. He said, marry whom you will think best. Think very well, even as you pray, and see whether even is worthy of prayer before you even start considering. Think about the person you want to get married to. It's a lifetime affair. If you marry wrongly, your hellfire begins. And you're not going to kill the man or woman. You're going to live with that hellfire until death do you part. Unless you believe in divorce. Even divorce is not even easy. It's not easy. By that time you are wounded before you come out. Malachi chapter 2 verse 14 to 16. Malachi chapter 2. It says, from 13 to, from 13, not 14, sorry. From 13 to 15 says, and this have you done again, covering the altar of the Lord with tears, with weeping and with crying out, insomuch that he regarded not the offering anymore, or received it with goodwill at your hand. Yet he said, wherefore, because Lord hath been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, you marry as a youth. Marry early. It's good to marry early. Don't marry too late. There are consequences of marrying too late. But marrying late is not even good, because especially as a woman, there are so much things to do. By the time you want to start raising your children, you don't have the strength to do it anymore. Start battling with premenopause. Start trying to cover the time. But if you marry early, all things being equal, you give birth on time. You and your children will start growing, and you still raise them when you still have strength to shout at them, not when you get very old and become cantankerous. They're still spoiling in your hand because you can't take care of that at that age. You can't run around. You can't even push at that very old age. And marrying old for a female has several complications. My prayer is that you marry early, marry as a youth, but you marry correctly. Marry correctly as a youth. Marry correctly as a youth. Because the Lord has been witness between thee and the wife of thy youth, the wife who married as a youth, against whom thou hast dealt treacherously, yet is she thy companion and the wife of thy covenant. You enter covenant with her. And did not he make one, yet had he the residue of the spirit. He made two of you one. Spirit, soul, and body. That's what marriage is. He has joined you together. Why and wherefore? That he might seek a godly seed, that of him will give me a union and produce godly seed. Therefore take it to your spirit, and let none deal treacherously against the wife of his youth. Marry as a youth. Marry as a youth. For the Lord, the God of Israel, said that he hated putting away. For one covered violence with his garment, says the Lord of hosts. Therefore take it to your spirit that you do not treacherously. Don't marry with the intention that if things don't work, you're going to come out. Sit down to think about it. More is less speed. Don't hasten into marriage to come out. Think about it very well before you enter, so that it won't be that after marriage, you're now seeking for divorce. 2 weeks after marriage, you say, I didn't know that that's what I entered into. And the one who says the husband does bondage love, ties her down, spreads her down. That's what he does every single time. Every single time. I don't talk about how the man felt. Only what there was what he wanted. What he wanted. That's all he wanted. What he wanted. And she no longer cope after several years. So marry correctly as a youth and don't bring divorce into the equation. Marry with the aim of making the marriage work. Not with the aim that if it doesn't work, I will come out with you. Marry with the aim of making the marriage to work. Marry as a youth. Proverbs chapter 5 from verse 15. Drink waters out of thy own cistern and running waters out of thy own well. Let thy fountains be dispersed abroad and rivers of waters in the streets. Let them be only thine own and not strangers with thee. Let thy fountain be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. Marry as a youth. Marry when you still have strength to do both husbandly duties and wifely duties. So now by the time you enter, even as a woman, you are tired. You cook one food, you just want to go and lie down. You're already worn out. You scrub you clean the house and you are worn out. Let thy father be blessed and rejoice with the wife of thy youth. So marry early. Let her be as a loving hind and pleasant roe. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times, and be thou ravished with her love. So marry with the aim of making your marriage permanent, not with the aim that will soon come out of it if it doesn't work. At all times, work at your marriage. I remember there was a time something happened. I don't know. My husband did something, because I've never had a boyfriend, I don't know how to relate with men. It was a difficult thing for me to relate with man. In fact, my fear was how I'm going to leave the man in the same room when I married him. I didn't want it. Because I never wanted to get married. I was wired for celibacy. And then God said something to me. God said, make your husband your friend, because this marriage must work. He said, make your husband your friend, because this marriage must work. I didn't know how to, because I don't know what a man would be hanging around the woman, as he said. So I was married already, but that oneness in marriage was difficult for me. I just wanted to be left alone. Just comes in. And I was telling him that if not that I'm a Christian, I would have preferred polygamy. I told him that. He said, because I'm not a marriage clinging somebody. Husband clinging somebody. Things your husband cling. He said that I think that if I married, I would have been a third wife. If I was not a Christian, I would have wanted to be a third wife. So that, the man has choices. I just answer name and go, because marriage was not my primary stuff. And so that God told me, make your husband your friend, because that marriage must work. I say, Because somebody like me, my husband is the first kind of person that comes in and wants to gist with you and talk with you. I'm not that kind of person. I want to come in and lie down. I say, I'm talking to you, I'm not talking. I just want to be left alone. I just came in from work, so what do I want to do? I want to eat and lie down and sleep, take siesta, as I was doing when I was a youth, when I was single. And it's not going to work that way. There must be sacrifices. And so sometimes when you want to talk, I wasn't willing to talk. I'm not a gisting person. But he is a gisting person. I don't go to market, work, anything, all the things he saw, he will come back and give all of them to you. He wants you to listen to him and hear him out. And that initial time, he was, this man is a nuisance. Can't you just keep quiet and just go and rest? But that's what he just wanted you to hear him out. Somebody to talk with. So you were, I didn't like it. It was too much. If you come back to work, that was what I was doing when I was single. Come back to work, I take my shower and then lie down and rest. Then get up in the evening. And then I pray and do this and do that. Then do the rest. But now somebody else has entered my space. I was never a relationship person. That training, because I spent most of my young days at because I wanted to be a reverend sister in convents and monasteries. So that solitary lifestyle has entered me. Even till now, it has not left me. Just as I'm trying, and God is helping me. I don't know what happens when somebody will get up and say he's going to somebody's house. The same thing that I don't know what happened. I just get the phone and start calling somebody and start gisting. What are you gisting for? That's life. So it's even ministry that's exposing me to talk and to relate. Otherwise, my own is just go to church, go to work, go to church, go to work, go home. Go to church, go to work, go home. Go to church, go to work, go. When I was in school, go for lectures, go to and go to. That's the way I was. Triangle. They were calling me triangle. Even it hasn't left me. And those who know me know that it's just that I don't know how to just call you and start gisting with you. I don't know, even if you don't know how to do it. Or how to come and sit down and be talking. I don't know how to do it. And so it was affecting me. The things he wants to talk about him, and he wants to tell everything. I want to tell everything that happened on the road. He saw somebody, the person said hi, and he said hi too. Oh, he said hi. So why are you listening to me? He wants you to hear it. But he being patient, he was patient. In fact, he was very patient. He was very patient with me. Very patient with me. And now when I now entered into intercessory, because I intercessory stuff, so most of the time, so it was difficult for me, but God helped me. I started learning how to communicate and then how to gist the way I can. Because God said this marriage must stand. As far as I was concerned, it was just speaking before. Speaking monosyllable, then go your way. Speak monosyllable, then say what it is you want to say, and then you go. But that's not marriage. That's not marriage. There's friendship in marriage. So, and also cut off selfishness. That was my nature. My nature was to be. I was alone. If I come out, I can talk up and down, but that's the end of it. Once I enter, it's over. If I come out, I can say, how are you, this and that, Kedo, how are you doing? It ends there. Ministry started exposing me to talking to people, listening to for long hours, talking for long hours, this and that. That wasn't my wiring. But then marriage and ministry started shaping me. So and it would be better because I didn't marry early. Maybe if I had married earlier, it would have been easier for me. I married late. So married early is good because the adjustment will be much easier for you at that time. The adjustment will be much, much easier for you that time as a youth. Let her breast satisfy thee at all times and be thou ravished always with her love. And why will thou, my son, be ravished with a strange woman and embrace the bosom of a stranger? So when you get into marriage, no third party is involved. God helping you. Unless there's a problem that requires third party stuff. But no strange woman is involved. No strange man is involved. It's you and your husband, Holy Ghost being there, helping you too. It's only when things, and if possible, try as much as possible to contain your marriage between two of you and not get families involved who will come and complicate matters for you. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 7. Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 7. It says, go chapter 9, verse 9. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy life. Live joyfully with the wife. Live joyfully with the wife whom thou lovest all the days of thy life, of thy vanity, which I have given thee under the sun.